Hello there. I wanted to cover an issue that I just actually ran into today. I do a lot of PLC work, mostly with Rockwell automation. Have used other in the past, like Siemens, Mitsubishi, and so on. But one of the things I've run into over the years is sometimes whenever there's Windows updates, sometimes you'll run into anomalies or incompatibilities with Windows. And I ran into a strange one today. I was running a laptop it was using Windows 11 23H2 was the version of it. Now, the problem that I had was I had a pending Windows update I needed to install, uh, and it basically updated me to version 24H2. And I was unaware at the time that there was a problem. Now, apparently there is an issue. There's an article here that I'm going to go through, but there's some intermittent crashes. There's an error, this 0xC0000 whatever 5 that occurs. In my case, what was happening is I could open the software. I could open Logix 5000 within Studio 5000, the PLC software. I could go online with the processor, and in about a minute or two, the software would just sort of freeze, and then it would just close. I mean, I didn't even get a pop-up, none of the typical fatal error type messages, any kind of crash things, nothing. It just simply would shut down and close with no warning, and it did that to me multiple times. And the fix for me was basically just to go backwards and recover it back to the 23 H2. So apparently this will happen with Studio 5000 Logic's designer versions 23 and higher. May crash intermittently if you're using Windows 11 24H2. This is something I just became aware of today myself. Apparently this has been around for a little bit. You may get an access violation error, which is the strange 0xC5 code. Apparently, there's also incompatibility with Windows 11 Home Edition. Now, I am running Windows 11 Pro. Rockwell Automation does not support RSLogix 5000 or Studio 5000 on Windows 11 Home Editions. I think only Professional and Enterprise editions are officially supported, and I believe that's right from Rockwell. Now, I personally have not seen that issue because I do not run Home Edition. There may be some potential licensing issues with your factory talk activation. I didn't personally notice any of that today, but you may have some compatibility issues between the Windows 11 24H2 and your code meter runtime. Now, I was getting some prompts for logins on code meter. Now, this could affect the functionality of your factory talk activation manager. So, depending on whether your licenses are local on your machine, I know a lot of companies have a server, a licensed server, and have a lot of their Rockwell licenses on a server, and you check those out through the factory talk activation. Um, my recommendation right now is to avoid upgrading to Windows 11 24H2 for now. If you're using Studio 5000 Logic's Designer, it's advisable to delay upgrading to Windows 11 24H2 until these issues are resolved. Make sure you're using supported Windows editions. Ensure you're running Windows 11 Professional or Enterprise. Really, those are the only versions officially supported by Rockwell Automation. You may have a situation where it works for you, but officially they're not supporting that. Monitor Rockwell's automation support services and keep an eye on it. I will say, if you go through this, they do explain about the Studio 5000 versions, 23 and higher. I typically run 30 up to 36 and myself. I think there's a 37 out there that I'm currently not using. Sometimes you may see this fatal error. I wasn't even seeing this. I was not getting this at all. But it may vary depending, person to person. Um, the following things kind of need your attention to continue installation, keep your settings. You may get a message about, uninstalling the app. and so on. You probably, really don't want to uninstall Studio, of course. Um, let's see, there is some more notes here about the message. Okay, this, if you do see this error, you may see something about exception access violation. Um, so yeah, anybody that's got a Windows, if you had an update to 24H2, for me that just happened today. Um, but you may get random crashes. There's really no consistent pattern according to Rockwell. Like I said, for me, it just crashed. It's not caused by any specific action or module. Um, the anomaly occurs when the software is running and is not affected by the presence of other software or the timing of other actions. And that's what I noticed too. It just kind of happened at irregular, very irregular intervals. It could happen a minute after I went online. It could happen 5 minutes later. It was very random. I could have two different programs open at the same time, and one would crash, the other one wouldn't, and then eventually the second one would crash. Um, Now you can check the operating system. Actually I'm going to show how to check that very easily on Windows 11, but you want to check the version. But if you see this 24H2 right up here, that is a sign. um, Now the solution, they just updated this actually on April 9th. Today's April 16th. Microsoft has released an updated build of Windows 11 24H2 that addresses the issue. You can find some further information about this Windows build in Microsoft's article, and they list it here. It's KB505365 6. All right, so you will need to complete all these steps, and so you want to get this note from Rockwell, but basically it will list all the steps here, and you can feel free to pause the video and look at all these different steps. You've got a long link here as well. There's a preview. Um, you can go through all these steps. Now, according to what Rockwell's saying, they are saying though that Microsoft is scheduled to release a new update on the 22nd of April, which from the time I'm filming this, that's about 6 more days. So after you install that update, these steps 1 through 5 will not be necessary. But apparently now you'd have to, if you want to keep 24H2, you're looking at going through this. Um, Now, what worked for me was just going backwards. Now, you may not have that option. I know someone who has a newer laptop than what I had, and he had no way to recover back to an earlier version. His laptop was shipped with 24H2, and so he had no way to go back. He had to actually get installation files and go back to, I think he went back to 22H2. So, yeah, so real quickly, I am going to show how to check the version very quickly. All right, so here, if you click on your Start menu and Settings, you should have the option here to go to System. All right, and then within System, you can look at About, the About screen, and what you should have, I'm giving up all the specs on my particular laptop, but you will see I'm actually running 24H2 on this laptop, so I do have the newest version. It looks like it was installed on February 4th. So I am going to have issues. This particular laptop, I am not running Studio 5000. I've been running some older software on this one that has been fine, but to be honest, I've been running some MicroStarter Lite for the Micrologics PLC and not having any issues with that. So go figure. All right, and real briefly, I want to do also cover the fact that I've got a Micrologics 1000 PLC programming course that's available now. The first video has already been released. That was out Monday. Today's Wednesday, so that would have been out Monday the 14th of April 2025. I'm going to be releasing the second video Actually, there's two videos coming out next, I believe it's Monday and Tuesday. And so about every week there'll be a new video, maybe 10 to 20 minutes worth of content. The entire course spans out over 11 videos, and basically it's an introductory PLC programming course for the Allen Bradley or Rockwell Micrologix 1000 series PLC. And again, the software for this is free. This you can download this free from Rockwell. I give instructions on how to do that. I show you how to install the software. It is a little bit older software, which is probably why it's free. But there's also an emulator with it, so it gives you the ability to program and actually test and run programs as if you had the PLC hardware with you. You can't really go wrong. Software is free, the emulator is free. You don't need to buy hardware and the whole course is free. So all you need to really do is just invest time. So if you're interested in that, go check out the channel, Steve's Tech Tube, and I will put a link here in the description for that class if you happen to be interested. I'm working on one right now to cover Logix 5000 and the Compact Logix, Control Logix series of PLCs. I'm working on a class for that. Hopefully that'll be coming out shortly. So thanks again, and see you later.